Hey everyone, this is Frugal Panda here. I decided to do a quick update video. Not much is really going on this week. Picking up the pace of work and a little bit more just because we're actually about to go on vacation. So that's what I want to talk about. So we're going on vacation for about 2 weeks. And so what we're going to do is it's a road trip. We're going to southern New Mexico. I like New Mexico. It's one of those states that it surprises you, same as Utah. I'd heard good things about Utah, but when I went there, I was like, man, it's real pretty in a different way. So anyway, going to southern New Mexico, to the area where Pueblo Bonita is, ancient Native American buildings and stuff like that. We're gonna go camp down there in that area for a couple of days. And then we're gonna go to Arizona, and we're going to Sedona, Arizona. And we're gonna go to that because I always want to see it more so in the spring, winter time frame. And I don't know if we're camping. I want to camp, but she went ahead and made reservations for a hotel because we're going to spend 2 days in the vicinity of Pueblo Bonita in New Mexico. Then after that, we're driving down there, so she wants to go to a hotel after that. How we camp when I have the family with me, or camp or you know, go on road trips is a lot different than say it's me by myself. It's not a big deal. We're still going to go out and check out the trails and just check out that area and stuff like that. And then we're going to head off to California, and we're going to go to the San Diego area. This is going to be in the March time frame, San Diego area. And one of my sons is in the Navy in San Diego area. So going to visit him. I have not seen him yet in the Navy. He's came and visited us, and that's one of the things I wanted to make sure I didn't do what my own father did to me, in that he came and saw me once for like maybe 2 hours when I graduated from boot camp. He never came and saw me again in my 6 years in the Army. And he had plenty of time. He was basically retired. He could have did it. He made really good money, but he had other priorities. That was the story. That was the story of me and his relationship growing up until that point anyway, so it wasn't a big deal. So anyway, I didn't want to do that to my kid. I want to see him at least once or twice while he's in uniform and spend a day or two with him, take him out to eat, go hang out with him. He has to work during the week. So I totally understand that. We have to plan. My spouse has to make her vacations a year ahead of time. So it's just how it works if you work for the federal government, and the type of job she does. They literally set up their vacations a year ahead of time. So that's what we plan to do. And I want to go to Balboa Park. I want to go check out different areas around San Diego. Of course, the San Diego Zoo. My son's really big into zoos. And I like zoos too. I like going to the nice ones and checking them out and just, comparing them and stuff. And so he wants to go there, so we're gonna go by the zoo, and probably some small towns around San Diego. And like I said, this is a road trip, so this is gonna be some driving. So we're gonna drive back and forth. I'm gonna shoot some video while I'm down there. I'm debating, I need to pack this car up, so the SUV, so I'm gonna pack it up a couple of days before we leave. And I wanna pack it up to see, can I bring my electric scooter? And it not take up a lot of room. Because the whole key to this one is, since we're not camping a whole lot, there's going to be no seats down. So it's the room behind the second row. My Kia Sorrento does not have a third row seat. It didn't come with one. It's a EX Turbo. So it didn't. It's one of the 5-passenger ones, which is cool with me. I don't need a third seat. It actually left me a lot of room underneath too. But I want to pack it and see how it looks. And also I got crossbars. So I'm going to install some crossbars, and now I'm looking at cargo carriers, but I don't want a huge one, like a roof box on top. I want one of the flatter ones that maybe 10 cubic feet of storage to put basic stuff in it. I don't really need in the vehicle, that if something was to happen to it, it's replaceable. You can replace it all, basically go into Big 5 or something for a simple trip, type of stuff, but getting it out of the vehicle. The Kia Sorrentos have a lot of room for their size. Right now, an update on the Kia Sorrento. I bought this off of Carvana. It is in the shop, and it's in the shop because I took it in for an oil change. I never trust places do oil changes. The Chevy Volt that I have, I bought that from a Mercedes dealer, like a real Mercedes dealer, not a buy here, pay here. The turn signal was out in it. I bought it on a rainy day, so I didn't see certain things. I didn't pay a lot for it either, but it's still in a Mercedes dealer's lot. And I bought from this Mercedes dealer probably three different times, and usually it's been good quality. So anyway, the turn signal was out. 3 weeks into having it, it notified me it needed an oil change. They never changed the oil, you know, all this stuff. And there was a couple, it was filthy with dog hair in the ceiling. In the ceiling, you want to know how hard it is to get dog hair out. Anyway, so it is in the shop, and what happened was I took it in for an oil change, and I found out that they said I had a transaxle leak, and I had smelled a hint of oil coming through my vent. But then after that, it was really strong. And then so I took it, I have a warranty on it, and it's still under the first 4-month, 4,000 mile warranty too. But I have an extended warranty on it, and I got like the second to the top of the line. It covers everything except for door dings and all that stuff. Anyway, took it in, and they said, you can't drive this car out of here. And I'm like, why? What's wrong with it? And I'm like, honestly, I don't really care. I said, if this car's messed up or something, they're buying it back or it's getting fixed. But I'm lucky enough I have another car. So it'd be a different story if it was my only car. So anyway, they tell me, I can't remember the hose, but there's a lower, one of the hoses to the turbo was leaking or spurting oil. So he said the whole bottom of your, reason you're smelling oil coming in your heater is the whole bottom of your car is caked in oil. So I was like, wow, that was, I'm looking at this, I'm thinking about this too. And I'm like, that was a waste of $80 for a full synthetic oil change that I could have just put in my little savings account I use for vacations. And so anyway, they call the warranty company. Warranty company's like, yeah, we cover it. We're going to cover an oil change, all that stuff. Cool, whatever. Here's the problem. Nationwide back order of Kia parts. The total thing, if I didn't have a warranty, the total cost of them to do this piece is $300 with the part. It's 0.9 hours of work. The part's like $200 some. It's a hose and some little bolts and stuff. Yeah. Nationwide back order. So it's supposed to be delivered today. The car's been in 3 days. I don't think I'll see it for probably a week or so. And that's hopefully the parts come in today. And then what they're going to do is they're going to run it because I have an app on my phone that tells me if there's an issue. And it hasn't had any problems driving, no issues. I actually really like the way this car drives. But it told me there was an engine emissions system issue. So, but they can't check it, go delve deeper into it until the car they can run the car without burning out the turbo. That's what they're afraid of. They said, well, if we burn out the turbo, I mean, you'll get a new one through the warranty, but you don't want that hassle, and I don't really want that hassle. I have an extended warranty. I plan to keep this car 2 years, 2.5 years, and I like it so much. I'm gonna tell you like this, because I like the size of it. It's very minivan-like in a way, but it's not minivan. Even though it's based on it and the Sedona share the same. I'm pretty sure chassis and all that stuff. I don't care about that. It's the look to me, it looks more like an SUV and it operates like an SUV and it has the 4-wheel lock under 25, which I really like. Anyway, so it's and he also told me that issue with it, the code it's throwing could be a serious issue. He said it could be a serious issue. It could be your timing chain. It could be anything, or it may be nothing of really any importance. But I'm covered. I have a warranty. I have all that stuff. I'm not worried about it. It's just the inconvenience of it. I'm just like, oh my God. And I start panicking in a way because I was like, oh my gosh, what if I need a new engine or I need something like that and they're going to have my car for a month? I said, oh man, that sucks. That's going to mess everything up. But then I was thinking, why would it mess everything up? It's not going to mess anything up. My spouse still has her Ford Edge. Low mileage, still under warranty. It's a really great car. I would have got one if she didn't have one. I would have got another one, but she liked my old one that I let her use or gave to her that so much that she drove it for a year and went out and bought a brand new one back then. So, but anyway, with hers, if something was to happen, they had to keep the Sorrento for a month or something, say engine or, whatever. The roof rack bars I bought for the Kia Sorrento is the same style as the ones on the Ford Edge. So I can simply put those roof rack bars on her car and a roof box on top of it. And I'm still looking at roof boxes. So I can do that. So it's not an issue. It's really not. And they're also about the same size interior. The Kia Sorrento is a little bit bigger, I think, in length. Something about it makes it feel more roomy. But the Ford Edge has a lot of room too. It's no issue. It's not a big deal. More so as I wanted to take my new car and go. So we'll see. It may not be anything, but at least I have a warranty. In actuality, if I didn't even have the warranty, it's still under the 4,000 mile, 4-month warranty because I only bought the car 2-3 weeks ago. But it is what it is. You know, things happen. I've had things happen to, you know, used cars. I've had things happen with brand new cars. I had a brand new car that needed a transmission at 5,000 miles. Go figure. So that's our plan, and I'm excited. I'm excited to go to Sedona, but and to Pueblo Bonita too. But I'm really excited to go to San Diego. It's been since our youngest son was a baby, so about 10, 12 years, maybe 11 years. Just this time of year, I'm ready to go see my son. And I'll be seeing him in, you know, it ain't really that big of a deal in a way. I just wanted to say, I wanted to go out and actually see him at his job. Not necessarily hanging around his job, but, you know, while he's in the military, not your kid always coming to see you. It's different. He say he was in, you know, Kuwait, you know, but he's in San Diego. So I'm going to go out there. I really want to go to Balboa Park. I want to check out some of the different places, go on some hikes at different areas, you know, things like that. That's the plan on that. Let's make this video a little longer. Maybe I can get everything condensed in here. So that's the plan for that. And then as the weather starts getting warmer, I got some camping trips planned up with, here my dog, here's the other dog barking. The other dog barks to let him know, hey, it's time to come outside and have a fence fight. It always happens right when I go to make a video, go figure. Anyway, I got some coming up. I want to do at least one winter camping trip with this, and I might try and get it in like a day or so, one in right before we leave. Because I want to test my setup for trips that I'm going to take. And I got a couple of them planned, some real simple ones. And then I got another major one that I'm going to go on and plan to go back to Pacific Northwest. And another reason is my daughter, whose husband just got out of the Navy. Isn't it weird? I'm Army and like got one kid in the Navy and had another one married to someone in the Navy. Yeah, that's how it works out. Whatever. It's cool. It's actually, I think I told my son to go to the Navy. I said, go to the Navy over the Army. It's not that I didn't love the Army. I just thought his personality was more built for the Navy. And also, he did a good job. It's not to say he won't get a good one in the Army, but he got a pretty good job. So that's good. And her husband had a really great job in the Army, or Navy, excuse me. So anyway, they just moved to, get this, the Portland area. I'm not moving. Don't get me wrong. I'm not moving right now. She cannot move. And I don't want to do it to my son who's in 7th grade. And I don't want to see him end up. I just want to put him through that headache of trying to start new schools, a different culture, you know, all that stuff. I've been there, done that. I moved from Indiana to California in the 7th grade too. I don't want to put him through that. It was hard enough for me. Back when I had my old country drawl. Oh my God. Ugh. People are like, where are you from? You know? So, but anyway, so I'm gonna go see her. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time with her, like a day or so. They're just getting there and they're just getting settled in. And I'm not trying to be a burden on anybody. I have this trip planned, but it's a good reason to go up there, you know, take them out to eat, maybe stay over their place for a night or so, you know, just, you know, save a day on a hotel or something. But I'm not trying to be, you know, they're trying to get set up. This is a whole new city for them, you know, things like that. It's not a big deal in regards to that. But I'm going to go back to the Pacific Northwest. I'm thinking September, August timeframe is how I'll do it. And the reason I say that is because late August, the heat waves. I went the last time in the heat wave and I enjoyed my time, but I put myself through a little more suffering than I should have if I had looked at it a little bit better. So September time frame. I would love to go earlier, but I have to plan things out because this time when I go, I thought I planned it good and I did not plan it as well as I should have. So I'm going to write down cities that I want to go visit. I'm not necessarily going to put down things I want to see. I'll put a few things I want to see in each city, but I want to go to them. And I want to also spend more time in Washington State too. I love Oregon too, but I need to explore Washington more, especially if I take her. And there's a chance that if we don't go international this year, that we go back and we explore Washington more. I want her to see more of Washington herself because we haven't been there as a couple in, wow, over 20 years. Like and you don't really remember much when you're in your late 20s, you know, stuff like that, you know, and we were a brand new relationship. We'd probably been dating for like a month or two, like literally. So you know what I mean? We decided to just take a trip together type of thing. And yeah, that picture you see when you see my intro video on some of my videos, us standing in front of the Space Needle, we were really young, and like literally we may have been dating like just a couple months. So I don't think we both don't remember much of anything. I remember a comedy club and Pike's Market, or the public market area, a little bit, and a few hills. That's about it. And 20 years is a long time for Seattle, and that area's changed a lot. With that being said, so that's what I plan to do. I also plan to do some boondocking, and that's why that's one reason I got the Kia Sorrento and how I have it set up how it is. It's a very inconspicuous vehicle. So I'm trying to do it a little bit different this time and I tried to do it in the Volt, but the Volt is just too small. I mean, yeah, you can sleep in the back, but it's just too small. Crawling over a seat, trying to get in the back, and then waking up in the morning and trying to do this and that. No, yeah, it wasn't any fun versus the Kia Sorrento or a minivan. It's so much easier. I can sit up, I can slide over into the side passenger, one of the single seat rear passenger. I slide over there, you know, get my shoes on, get my clothes on, you know, whatever. So that's one thing about it too. It's a lot more room here. I can sit up almost all the way versus the Volt was like a coffin in a way. So, and I don't want to do that. It's not even fun. But the Sorrento's big enough for me to be much more comfortable sleeping in and to be able to get up in the morning. But it's small enough that I'm not too comfortable that I want to sit in there all day type of thing. And that's why I got it too. So anyway, I want to do that. And that's where I got some smaller camping trips, like a day or two, just different parts of Colorado, maybe a shot to Moab. I don't know. More than likely not Moab. It's not that I don't like it. It's that I'm saving money. I use different apps to save money. I'll do a video on this, what I use to save money for my vacations and different stuff too. You can use your bank, yeah, all that stuff, but I like to have it separated. And I'll do a video on that, a short video, and I'll put a link if anybody's actually interested in using the one I use. And basically what it is, I have it set up where it takes out anywhere, it could be $1 a week if you want it to be. You set up a goal. So say for my Pacific Northwest trip, if I do, when I do another one later on in the year, I may set the goal at $1,500 to $2,000 of expense money. So I may do that way, and that's plenty of money for me out there. When I go to hotels, it's nothing fabulous. I do a Motel 6 and stuff. Only thing I do, I know already some of them along the ways I'm going that I've already been to, I know are cool or easy. The type I don't have to look out the window every few minutes and see if my vehicle's still there type of ones that are just, you know, regular ones out in maybe an industrial area. But how I do it is I get on Google Maps, I put in the address of the one I'm looking at, and Google Maps, you can go around the area and I can look down the streets, see what's around there. I can look and say, oh, this is a really condensed area. You know, there's a homeless shelter a block away. No, we're not dealing with that. And that's not to say I'm not wrong. That might be a great place to stay. But usually I've been pretty good at finding good places. No, the worst place I found, it had a broken washer. But it was a little sketchy. Where was I at? Was I in Tacoma? It was a tiny bit. And honestly, I had my best time there. I met two gentlemen that were traveling for their company, doing work through the Pacific Northwest, and they had a company truck, and we just started talking. And I was riding my electric bike and drove past them again because I'd seen them when we were checking in. And I stopped and chatted with them for a minute, and then we talked. I said, hold on, I had to run. I ran back to my hotel room and grabbed a beer, and we sat there talking for like 4 or 5 hours, just talking about places they've been, places I've been, and, you know, things they liked, you know, and all that. Anyway, it turned out it was a great time. We talked till we got tired, and, you know, it was cool. It was actually all right. My main gripe with it was there was no washer dryer that worked. So anyway, so that's how I'll do when I go to hotels, but I also want to do more boondocking and, like, you know, pulling over in, you know, Portland or somewhere like that in a nice area, you know, in a decent area, and just pulling over and going to sleep and getting up in the morning and go about my day, you know, and then get a hotel that night or whatever. But I want to test out my setup too. And It's just things I want to do. I try and when I go camping, when I go on these trips by myself, I try and save money. That's what I'm trying to do. I want to save money, enjoy myself, use that money for not necessarily. So I want to be able to use my money more so for things to do, eating good, checking out different places, going to little grocery stores. I love doing all that stuff. That's my idea of vacation is like, you know, going eating. Go eat, walk around, people watch, go check out these trails, go check out this. Man, walking down the beach or walking down whatever area in the cities, you know, stuff, riding my bike. So that's the things I like to do. And so when I stay in hotels, I try and keep it cheap. And if I can save, you know, I can boondock or not necessarily, even if I don't stay in the city, if I can go find a place like BLM land or something to go spend the night. I have a little battery operated shower. I can go spend the night. Man, that's what, even at a cheap motel, that's what, 70, 60s, probably about 70 to about $120 saved for one night. That's gas, that's eating out. I mean, yeah, you know. So I want to do stuff like that and, you know, and also take people along to see what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. Because I'm on a budget. But also, I don't have a full-time job. I have two jobs. So I work in healthcare and I work in human services. So this is real quick. So I left one of my jobs I had for 10 years. I was burnt out. That's just how it is. And honestly, the economy's good and I'm just burnt out. And the stipulations, I got tired of wearing an N95 every day. And I'm not saying nothing about it. It's a hospital, but you know, when you spend 10, 12 hours there a day, and I've done that 10 years, and we're going into the second year of, you know, everything that's going on with COVID and stuff. I just didn't want to go there anymore. I was just tired of going in there. So I picked up some other jobs where you know, I don't have that intensity having to be with people, say, may have COVID, you know, all that stuff. It's more so just, you know, people, you know, down on their luck, homeless, you know, things like that I work with. So I wear just a regular old face mask, you know, but, you know, going in for 10 hours and still having to do the same job, but with less staff. And the job was really hard. I would walk in the hospital on average 15 to 20,000 steps a day. No joke. I'm flat-footed, or almost flat-footed. I'm probably flat-footed now from over 10 years at this hospital. That it was just time with COVID happening and everything. And I had some breaks because I got COVID and I had to take time off. I started realizing I don't really want to be there anymore. I just don't want to work there anymore in the capacity I have to work there. And they made some changes and I was like, it's time. And I went to Pacific Northwest and that was one of the reasons I went. I had to decide, what do I want to do with this job? I don't want to stay there doing that. And I went there and I was out there, I realized I don't want to go back. I didn't quit like that. I gave my notice and stuff. And that was it. So anyway, I picked up two jobs, and in my business, you know, both these jobs together, I can easily work 40 hours. Both these jobs together, I can easily work 80 hours a week if I want to. So, but here's the thing is, I don't have vacation time and really sick time. I have other things, but I don't really have that. So what I do is I save up money. I have my little accounts that I have where I put a certain amount of money in, not related to my vacation, but related to basically acting like a paycheck to myself. Not necessarily the highest pay I can make working at these jobs, but a paycheck. So when I get back, I'm not like scrambling, have to work 80 hours because I haven't got paid for 2 or 3 weeks. No, I want it to I'm going to get paid, but when I get back, I won't have any checks, you know, more than likely if I stay 3 weeks, but where I get a check while I'm on vacation from myself, if that makes sense to people. So it basically acts as a check to paying myself to supplement my income from not working for 2 or 3 weeks. Even though while I'm gone, I get paid every week because it's just how my jobs are set up. They pay me, each one pays me every other week from the other one. That I'm going to get paid while I'm out there. But then when I get back, more than likely, there's not going to be a paycheck for me. So that's what I do. And that's not a big deal. That's not an issue. I'll set it up and so I'll take out whatever, $50 a week every 2 weeks, you know, for the next 5-6 months. And that's just a supplemental low end paycheck for me to get paid when I get back. So it's like, whatever. And then I just go back to work normally, and it's not a big deal. instead of coming back like, oh crap, I ain't got paid in 2 weeks. let me, you know, work myself to death for the next month, you know, type of thing to catch back up. So I don't have to do that. So anyway, that's our plan. Like I was saying with the Kia Sorrento, if there was something serious wrong with it and they have to keep it for a month or so, if I can't get it back in time or whatever, we'll take the Ford Edge. We got 2 CUVs, whoop-de-woo. With that being said, also, I'll decide if I want to take the scooter. I will not take the bike. The bikes take up way too much room in a vehicle. But they're you can see them too. That's the thing, is I don't want to take it in there with my family, have my car parked somewhere, and there's a bike sitting in the back. Oh, I can get about $500 for that, you know, type of thing, versus a scooter that lays flat to about, you know, that high, you know, type of thing. Does take up any room. If it can fit with no issues and it's not packed behind the rear seat, then I'm gonna take it, and so I can get up early in the morning, shoot a couple videos of me riding in San Diego for you guys and everything like that, and you can see the scooter out there. You know, we'll see. So anyway, that's some of my plans that I got, and I will be doing some Colorado camping too coming up too. I'm actually really excited. Anyway, I just want to keep people up to date because, like I said, there's not a lot going on this week. I got a couple of reviews I need to do on some things, but it's also been really cold, and we just got over like -10 and all that, and like a snow dump. So yeah, this is Frugal Panda signing off. And also, I don't think if you stuck around to the end of the video, I like to go on all these trips too because I like to motivate people to get out and travel, and also everyone, you know, a diverse group of people to get out and see places, to go out and see places they may never have thought about going to, or places that they thought that they may feel like an oddity going to that place, or everyone's going to stare at them. And I want to, you know, show that's not the case. Are there areas like that? I'm sure. Yeah, whatever. Who cares? I'm sure they're not getting a lot of visitors either. But there's a lot of places you never think of you go to, and it's like, wow, I really like this place. I feel comfortable. I enjoy being here. People are nice. They're nice, or they don't, even if they're not nice, they're not bad, they're not mean either. They just don't bother me. Cool. I like that. I just want to enjoy the vibe and be around these people. I mean, be around this area, eat this food, check out all the cool stuff. And so that's one reason I do it. I want to see people go out and do that stuff too. Especially a lot of us that grew up in the cities, and I grew up in a small town, but I spent a lot of my life living in the city and stuff. So anyway, enough rambling. Everyone, thanks for watching. This is Frugal Panda. Have a good day.